1.
Rogers Center in Toronto. It's the home of the Blue Jays and the site of our game. A look at Justin Morneau, no doubt. Pitchers trying to figure out how to get him out. 2K Sports presents our MLB broadcast. So glad you're there. We'll see Brian Dunsing on the mound. Steve, as he takes a look at this Pittsburgh lineup today, what do you think he's thinking?
Well, Brian Dunsing has an exceptional changeup that he disguises very well. It's very deceptive coming out of his hand. The hitter thinks fastball, and the ball's about 15 miles per hour slower, and they're way out in front.
Here's a look at Clint Hurdle's lineup. So who are you looking at, John?
Well, he isn't a household name by any means, but Casey McGee knows how to drive in runs. Plays like he has something to prove, like someone somewhere at some point has told him you don't belong in the big leagues. Every day, though, he tries to go out and prove otherwise, and he's done.
Trying to get rolling here. Here's José De Paula.
Pittsburgh Pirates, right fielder, number 7.
First pitch, a fastball. That's in there for a strike.
A good four-seam fastball right there. You have to know yourself. He didn't think he could catch up to it. Better off to take it.
Ball one. Good patience as José De Paula lets that one go by for a ball, and the count is even.
For some reason on the 1-1 count, he really likes to be aggressive. I'd have to try to work off the corners a little bit and see if I can't get it off the center of his bat.
Ball. Swing and a soft grounder towards second. Number 12 in time for the out. And we'll take a quick look at the Twins and how they'll be out there positionally on defense. And scouting those fielders, John.
Well, Justin Morneau is the leader on the field for his team, and he does a lot of things that the casual fan doesn't notice. He's great at picking up bad throws. He's a complete infielder. He's not afraid to throw. Very aggressive on bunt plays. That's what you ask from your first baseman. Don't just stand there and catch the ball. Make plays happen. Morneau makes them happen.
Here it comes. Smashes that one towards the shortstop. In time for the out.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, left fielder, number 39.
And the left fielder in. Watches that fastball. That goes by him for a strike.
Well, the hitter lays off this pitch, realizing you can't do much. When you get that kind of four-seam fastball down and away, it's tough to hit.
1-1. Good spot for the knuckle curve, but it's 1-1.
Well, that's where you want to throw that knuckle curve. That's a pitch that when it leaves the pitcher's hand, the hitter thinks it's a fastball, and all of a sudden it drops down out of the strike zone. Good job of pitching. Better job by the hitter for not fishing for it.
Can't catch that low outside corner. We're even at 2. And that misses below the knees. That'll run us to the full 3-2 count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Smacked that one. He got it right up the middle. Bad throw. So they can't make the play. And he's on. Costly error to allow him to reach base.
Number 20.
So 2 outs in the inning. Here's Garrett Jones. And that's on the outside corner for a strike.
Now, Gary, the pitcher pulled the string on this one. It looks like a fastball, and then it just dies out as it gets to the plate.
Hit up the middle. Oh, Man, was that close. That was right back at him. Somehow get out of the way. It's the kind of inning the defense likes. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom half coming right up to the Twins.
Now batting for the Minnesota Twins.
Here's a glance at Pittsburgh's starter.
Number 1.
Steve, focus here against Minnesota.
No, Eric Bedard's about deception in his delivery. The fastball can jump on the hitter a little bit, but it's not overpowering, and he can be deadly when he locates the fastball and then goes to the changeup.
1-0 on the way. Hit in the air to left center. One away. Here's a chance to show you the lineup for the Twins. John, who do we keep an eye on?
Take a look when there's runners on base and just see how much the pitcher starts to sweat knowing that Justin Morneau is coming up in the box. The guy can do a lot of different things. What I like, though, is his ability to stay inside the ball and hit the ball the other way for average, but also drives in a lot of runs with those base hits.
The Pirates defensively will look like this. Thoughts, John? Anybody standing out?
Well, you always want to have guys who can fly running around in the outfield, and José De Paula has speed to burn. He can play multiple outfield positions. He's a good enough arm to play right field. He also has the speed to play center if need be. But that speed is the key asset that he has going for him. Takes away a lot of doubles with his legs.
That one goes foul. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Span.
Minnesota Twins.
Well, credit the pitcher right there. Good 2-strike pitch down and away. Not much he could have done with that, even if he had made contact.
2 outs in the inning. Here's Josh Willingham. His lifetime average, 261 off the Pirates. Hot shot towards the hole. And with 2 down, they've got a man on board.
Well, with that big 2-out hit right there in this inning, you know the managers in there telling him, let's not let him breathe. Let's not let him get that 3rd out. Let's score before this inning's over.
And it's Justin Morneau now. He's a 10-year veteran now. And another foul ball. Here's the delivery. That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. And that's out number 3. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand him. And the Pirates.
For the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Hope you have your mittens on. It is cold. Tune in on the radio to our broadcast. Getting colder here as it gets later. First pitch is a cutter. Looked at 0-1.
When you can hit your spot with that kind of movement down and into the hitter, you're way ahead of the game.
Line drive fouled off towards first. Ground ball towards second. Number 12. Throw one to first in time. One away.
Center fielder,
One down. Here's Nate McLeod. Line shot into center field, and it's through. That's a base hit. So that brings up Casey McGehee.
Well, you're going to have to keep a close eye on this guy at first base. Pay a lot of attention to him because you know he more than likely has the green light. He can go at any time.
You know, you look back to 2011, we thought this is going to be the year, a special year for the Pirates. They were 7 games over 500 at the midway point. They thought, hey, first winning season since 1992, but it wasn't meant to be.
Quick check at first. Oh, he had to stretch that one out, but he got back in there. The strike 2 pitch, and Brian Dunsing has got him where he wants it. There are turning points in a year, Steve, and for the Pirates last year, it certainly looked like a long Atlanta game, July 26, tied first in the Central. They got a bad call that cost them a ball game, John, and the skid began.
Yeah, and the heartbreaker was the longest game in either team's history. The Pirates didn't recover. They lost 11 of their next 12, and their dream season went down in flames.
Rung him up. Strike 3. Count that one as K. And their catcher at the plate. A runner on first with 2 outs. He's running. And he's in there at second base.
He gets into second base and beats the throw there, Gary. Now he's in scoring position. Outstanding offensive play.
Thought we might have had an argument on the call at second base, but none from the manager.
No, not at all. Let's see if they can get him home now.
At the belt, the 1-0. That's off the plate inside, and it's 2-0. He's ready. Now the 2-0. Cutter misses badly, down 3-0.
Well, he's up in the count right here, 3-0, and you know he has the green light. As a hitter, you set middle in and try to get something in that zone to generate a run.
And that one misses. That's going to be ball 4. Toss the bat aside, head down to first.
Now some control issues right now for the pitcher. He's got to get locked in and back in the zone.
And it's the number 9 spot.
But Gary, he struggles with runners on base, so look for them to go.
He sends this one in the air towards center. That one gets down for a base hit, and he's in there.
Well, you love the approach right there. He didn't try to do too much. He wasn't trying to be the hero. Just get that RBI and get that first run on the board.
And it rolls around to the top again. And with the lead, this one. Lineup looks as though they're ready to do some more damage. Still a ways to go, but pitching's going to catch up here. Well, they are losing in this ball game. Not sure what they think about the guy on the mound, but they got 2 up in the pen.
Yeah, I don't know what the rush is to get him out of there. He still looks fresh. He's had some problems in the game, but I think he can regroup still.
Line drive. That's foul towards first. Changeup can't find the zone. 2-1. And now let's take a look at a breakdown of how this guy has been mixing up his pitches so far in this one. What stands out, guys?
Overall, I think the knuckle curve stands out as the pitch he might want to be a little bit more leery of throwing at this point.
You know, one of the things I've noticed that when you look at the amount of times he's throwing his changeup, which is his best pitch, he's basically ignoring it and favoring the others today.
Second inning, scoreboard lit up, 1 run on. The Pirates lead it 1-0.
The bat.
In the box now, number 5 spot. He'll get things started here in the home half of the second. Nice, shatters his bat, a line drive.
Well, he might have had himself a hit if he could just have gotten it up over the second baseman. Unfortunately, not high enough. He's able to make the play.
And their number 6 hitter.
But to tell you how bad that Twins season was last year, they went from 90 wins in 2010 to 90 losses in 2011. And when you look at why, a big part of it, injuries.
Back up the middle. Ooh, look out off the pitcher, bounds away. And a good throw gets him 2 down. You talk about a friend in need. They team up and get the out. Wow. To back up what Steve was saying about Twins injuries last year, when it all was said and done, of the 9 position players they had on opening day, only Michael Kadire and Danny Valencia avoided the DL, John.
Yeah, through 77 games, Ron Gardner had to use 73 different lineups, and the pitching staff couldn't stay healthy either. Carl Pavano was the only member of the rotation who didn't get sidelined at some point.
The pitch. Circle change there. Misses. 1-1.
Well, that's where you look for a changeup from the pitcher away in the strike zone. If they look for it and get it, they can really shoot that thing the other way and do some damage.
Slider just off the black that time. 2-1. Big swing and a miss as he put all he had into that one, but he takes the count to 2-2.
Well, he doesn't want to lose him. A 2-2 count. He's going to go right at him. He's got a good fastball. This is the time to use it.
Oh, man, there's the big bender. Struck him outside, retired. Nobody left on base. No runs or hits here in this half inning. Minnesota still looking for the bats. And if you just joined our broadcast, great to have you on board. 2K Sports. Major League Baseball, I'm Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. And we'll get to see Esmerling Vasquez pitching as they make the pitching swap.
There's going to be some tired arms in that bullpen tomorrow, putting an awful lot of pressure on tomorrow's starter because they're going to burn through this pen today.
Fouled off.
Foul!
Swing and a miss on the slider. 1-2.
Well, right there was a lot of indecision right there on the hitter. He thought fastball, he saw a slider, but he saw it too late, and that's why he swung late.
Strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 away.
Now we're going to get a chance, Gary, to see the four-seam fastball in K-Can.
Great setup this time with the off-speed pitch, and that following it up, he couldn't catch up to the heater. Couldn't even get a bat off his shoulder.
Great combination of pitchers when you can freeze a hitter like that. Number 3 hitter up.
Strike 1.
It's strike 1. Can't make contact on the fastball. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off. Tried to get him to chase that curve. It's 1-2.
That curveball inside right there. Pretty good pitch, but if he leaves it over the plate, he's going to get hurt.
Here's a check swing. No swing, says the home plate umpire. Evens it at 2. Swung on. That's going to be hit foul. Long fly ball left side. Back up the middle. Oh, my. That almost got him. I don't know how he got out of the way. That will bring up Garrett Jones.
But 1 out, the man on first base. That big single right there gives them a couple outs to work with to see if they can push him across the board.
Bounced into a fielder's choices last time. There's a swing and a hit deep into center field. Way back there. And gone. A home run. That could be the game winner. A little distance now, increasing their lead 1-3.
You know, the pitch a pitcher needs to locate is his fastball. He went with a four-seamer right there, but missed his spot. And see ya. Pirates keep tacking on runs. That's what you want to do, extend the lead.
It's going to be Samuel Deduno taking to the mound. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one.
Now there's going to be some tired arms in that bullpen tomorrow, putting an awful lot of pressure on tomorrow's starter because they're going to burn through this pen today.
Strike 1.
The 0-0 delivery, a fastball taken for a strike. And the home run there, Steve, the pitching's going to have to be very careful now.
Well, that's right. Damage control is critical. You don't want this inning to get out of control.
1-1.
Pedro Alvarez going to let that one go by to even the count.
Well, a good pitch right there. He tried to get one in on his hands, but he just missed, though, in off the plate. Great pitch.
Frozen on the changeup, and it's 1-2 now.
But Gary, awfully tough to read this pitch out of his hand. He has great deception, makes it look like a fastball. It just comes out so much slower.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, second out in the inning.
Took a big hack at that one up in the zone. He's going to be seeing that one in his dreams all night long.
Nate McLouth gets in to swing now with 2 away. He singled and later scored in his last time up. That swung on and flied to right. That's caught. Side is retired. Well, they add a couple more runs here and extend their lead even further. Pittsburgh on top by 3. Alexei Garcia leading it off.
Number 12.
Pitch on the way. He waved at that breaker and misses, and an 0-1 count.
Gary, now that he's ahead in the count, probably a good time to go to the changeup.
Swung on and fouled away. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. And he'll put that one away for out number 1.
He swung hard like he wanted to drive this one, but got underneath it. Winds up just popping it up to second.
And their catcher at the plate. Takes a swing at that fastball. Can't connect on 1.
Well, that's just one of those the pitcher says, here it comes, try to hit it. Fastball hitter, he wanted that pitch. He just didn't quite come up with the swing.
On to first, that's out number 2.
Gary, you know, he's settling into a groove right here. And that's 6th in a row that he set down.
There's shortstop in the box. He flew out his last time up. And here's the first one. And that's too low, 1-0.
Well, he took a look at ball 1, and I think right now his tendency is to not swing at this pitch either. I think you've got to throw him a strike right here.
Lou is going to come on as a pinch hitter.
Well, in this situation, coming into the game a little bit cold, you're going to do anything you can to get on base. You need base runners.
There's a swing, line drive, center field, and that gets through for a base hit. He's going to try to stretch it. And that's going to bring Denard Span to the plate.
Well, what an at-bat right there. You know, you're talking about a guy coming off the bench cold. It's one of the toughest things to do in all of baseball, and he made it look easy.
Struck out swinging his last time up. Hit on the ground. This could be the end. And on to first for out number 3, and that's going to do it.
Fans going home unhappy in this one. Their offense just did not get it done as the opposing pitching just shut them down. Wow.
And now, what you say we present an award. It's our player of the game. And Eric Bedard, a performance to be recognized in this ball game.
Well, and he started.
Real good ball game. Great battle here, and the pitching, the better part of it, came away with a win.
And before the game, you probably would have thought 3 runs might not be enough to win this game, but lo and behold, it was.
Great day for baseball here at 2K Sports. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Gary Thorne with John Kruk, Steve Phillips, and our great 2K Sports crew. We wish you a great rest of the day or night, wherever you may be in baseball land.